Hi everyone, it's Susan with Furry Feline Monsters of Mass Destruction. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. To new as well as returning subscribers, thank you for your continued support of our channel. We're continuing tonight with our story reading from Angel Cats, Divine Messengers of Comfort by Alan and Linda Anderson. Copyright 2004. For more information regarding the book, as well as the beautiful footage we're looking at right now and the soothing music, a link will be provided below. We're in chapter 2, and we're beginning on page 37. I beg your pardon. Tonight's story will be another sad one, part of the reality of cat rescue and giving your heart to these delightful furry felines. So, well, if you need to tune out, you know that I understand. After the story, we're going to look at another video from my other channel, Ninja Kittens, who are right now laying at my feet, biting each other. Tonight's story, God's Kitty Heart Specialists by Carol Smith, Saco, Maine. One foggy, rainy October day in 1992, I was walking along a beach road near my house and enjoying the crisp autumn air. Many of the summer vacation homes were closed for the season. With no other activity to draw my attention, I began to watch a black cat who seemed to be trying to keep her baby from running into the road. While she was herding her kitten, the mother cat was also chasing a bird. I chuckled at what this mother cat had in common with all human mothers I know. It is quite a task to protect your young while carrying out family responsibilities. When I came closer to the cats, I realized by seeing their scruffy coats and thin bodies that they were in trouble. I asked neighbors about them, and people told me these cats had been in the vicinity for a few days. All the while, the nursing mother cat had been desperately attempting to provide food for her baby. I looked for more of this mother's kittens, but I didn't see any. Sensing that the creatures wouldn't survive much longer under these conditions, I scooped up the two orphans and brought them home with me. Little did I know that they would someday return the favor and contribute a crucial element to my health and well-being. I named the cats Molly and Miss Minnie. You better get down, Summer. Mommy's reading a story. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Get down. Thank you. Summer had to make her appearance. After I fed Mother Molly, who was only about 6 months old, she was better able to care for both her daughter and herself. This mother and daughter had a special relationship, yet they also had distinct personalities. From the moment when I first picked her up, Molly began to purr. Miss Minnie, tiny enough to fit into my shoe, didn't learn to purr for several months. The two cats seemed happy to be together. They played together often, and Molly washed Miss Minnie and herself for a good part of the day. A few years after Molly and Miss Minnie had come to live with me, Molly started a strange new routine. Each night, she awakened me from a sound sleep. When I awoke, I noticed that my heart was racing and my blood pressure and pulse were soaring. I decided to see a doctor about my health, but even with prescribed medication, I continued to feel poorly. On a few occasions, I passed out during the day. Upon returning to consciousness, I found Molly licking my nose to awaken me. Molly continued to nurse me in this way as I went on with my busy life. At one point, I noticed that Molly began to sleep closer to my head at night. I was sometimes awakened by her whiskers tickling my face as she brushed my cheeks and listened to my breathing. I'd roll over and go back to sleep, only to have Molly awaken me with her whiskers again. Around then, I began to take a new medication. When it began to help with my heart condition, Molly stopped waking me up at night, and I slept peacefully for many years. Miss Minnie grew into a lovely, bushy-tailed gray and black striped coon cat with big paws. She looked much like her mother, although Molly was mostly black with a little white. Miss Minnie was not the kind of cat who would cuddle with me. In fact, after she was spayed, she became aloof and self-centered. I was surprised then when Miss Minnie started to change her standoffish ways. In the fall of 1997, when she was about 5 years old, Miss Minnie started to awaken me during the night. Just as the naturally loving and caring Molly had done years before, Miss Minnie began this strange ritual of walking up and down on top of my body to wake me up. At first, I would check to see if she needed anything. It was perplexing to me that she never left my bed all night. If she woke me with her body walk and I didn't get up, Miss Minnie would sit on my chest and lick my face. It was as if Molly had taught her this routine. There was an additional perplexing issue. Harold, an orange 4-month-old male cat, had joined us in March of 1994. He was not healthy physically or emotionally, and Miss Minnie resented it when Molly gave Harold her motherly attention. After all, Miss Minnie had been an only child. She didn't like the fact that Harold slept with me. She usually jumped down when the intruder came into the bed. But during the fall of 1997, Miss Minnie stayed by my side and continued to fulfill her mission, despite her resentment of Harold's presence in my bed. My heart condition still seemed to be controlled by the newest medication, so I continued to work long hours at my job. And then one day, when I went for my usual beach walk, my heart began to race and beat irregularly. I managed to get back home and call a nurse friend. She checked on me and quickly whisked me to the emergency room. I beg your pardon. After being admitted to the hospital, I was hooked up to a heart monitor. All that night, the nurses came in repeatedly to awaken me. I realized that this was what Molly and Miss Minnie had been doing for me over the years. My cat nurses. My cat nurses must have known when my heart beat too rapidly or stopped beating during the night, and that was why they'd awakened me. Now that I was ill and had time to reflect, I realized that I had 2 cats who were angels. I thanked God that they had come into my life on that damp day in October years before. In the summer of 2003, Miss Minnie started to sit on my chest again. It was uncomfortable. Even though I pushed her down, she always returned. I changed doctors in September of 2003 after a visit to my new doctor. He called to say that the monitor I'd been wearing over the weekend showed that my heart was stopping for 8 seconds at a time, several times a night. "You need surgery today," he said. I suddenly realized that this was what Molly and Miss Minnie had been trying to tell me by waking me up during the night and walking or sitting on my chest. After I explained to my cardiologist what these cats had done over the years, he said, "Your cats were pacemakers." I really believe that these wonderful animals served as my heart monitors until the doctor put an implant in my chest to monitor my heartbeat. My cats kept me alive. Molly and Miss Minnie both remained my primary caregivers throughout their lives. Over time, I've learned to listen to my kitty heart specialists more carefully. I discovered that they were far smarter about my health than I was. I also slowed down the hectic pace of my life. Molly and Miss Minnie seemed to know that I had started taking better care of myself, and they eventually showed less concern. As it turned out, Molly also had a heart condition. She died in her sleep, a loss that is still painful to me. Sometimes it makes me sad to think that had it been possible, an implant might have helped Molly, since she died with the same condition I have. I am also thankful that Harold found his way into our lives. The doctor's treatments and Molly's love healed him, and now Miss Minnie and Harold have each other as companions. They both miss Molly very much, and they consoled each other after her death, and for months Harold continued to call out for Molly. As for my heart today, I know I'm doing better. Since my last surgery in the implant, Miss Minnie has not sat on my chest, not once. Meditation. Molly and Miss Minnie became a healing team to keep their human charge alive for many years. What kind of teamwork and dedication is required for you to have a healthier life, or to enable you to help someone else? Thank you, Carol Smith of Saco, Maine, for your story, God's Kitty Heart Specialists, from Angel Cats, Divine Messengers of Comfort, by Alan and Linda Anderson. Copyright 2004. Now, this won't be a smooth transition. Yeah, the old editing excuse, but it is what it is. Ginger Snap and Rescue Kitten update.
Good morning. Good morning, Ginger. Good morning, babies. Good morning. Oh, you don't have to get up. Do you want to come out? You want to come out? Come on, honey. Come on. It's a pretty day out here, Ginger Snap. Yes, it is. How's the babies? Let's see if we can see the babies. Can we see your babies? Can we see the babies? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. It's okay. I just want to get a good look at him. Hi, baby. Hi, little baby. Oh, you're gonna hiss at me. We gotta get you used to being touched by humans. I just haven't wanted to Oh, they got the eyes open. I just haven't wanted to overhandle you, babies. Everybody has their eyes open. Everybody does. It's okay, Mama. It's okay. This one, he's gonna hiss. He's gonna hiss at me. Okay. Y'all, I know it's kind of jerky footage, but I literally am having to crawl into their carrier. Today they have purple or lavender and polka dots. Hi, Mommy. It's okay. See? It's okay, Mommy. You want to smell my hand? See? Smell my hand. Babies are okay. All right. She's reassured. All right. Well, at this point, eyes are open. Lots of movement. Gonna need to figure out something bigger and better soon. But for now, it's all good. And I'm reluctant to name them since I know I'm going to have to adopt them out. We really can't afford to keep anymore. I really hate the idea of splitting them up, all of that. But nonetheless, I got the feelers out for good homes. No solid takers yet, but that's okay. These baby dolls aren't going anywhere till they're fully weaned and checked out with the vet that they're good. Look at it. Oh my goodness. What a difference in just several days. What a difference. So, it's okay, Mommy. They're okay. Are you going to go back in? You want to go back in, Ginger? See the babies? Okay. Alright. We love you, Ginger Snap. Good, Mommy. She's such a good mommy. We love the Ginger Snap and we love the babies. We love the babies. It's okay. Your babies are just fine. You and your babies are doing just fine. Let the baby get off from behind you. Thank you, Ginger. That's a good girl. Walking, trying to walk in shaky legs. They find their mommy. They find their mama. Don't you? Oh my word. Oh. It's the simple things in life, folks, that make it worth living.
Yes, the simple things in
Simple
life
joy.
that make it worth living.
Pure simple joy.
The pure and simple joy of it.
And that one little guy's like, I'm asleep, leave me alone. But he is okay, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, kind of worried me for just a second. Just a sleepyhead. Okay, all right. Kitty cat update. Ginger's.
Our first rescue of a nursing mother and her newborn kittens. I love you, Ginger Snap. And viewers, just so you know, especially if you're new, all 4 of those babies are in this room with me right now. 10 months later, I just didn't trust anybody else to love them the way me and DeBoss do. So they'll be staying here with us. This has been Susan with Furry Feline Monsters of Mass Destruction. Thank you for your continued love and support of our cat rescue and our channel. The boss and all the rescue kitties. Love you all very, very much.
Snapping the babies. Oh, they have lavender today and tomorrow. For the obvious reason that tomorrow's June the 15th and it was the closest to purple I could find. I love you guys. Bye-bye.